I was very happy that Gina got the opportunity to go on with Joe Rogan, obviously the biggest podcast in the world. And I thought she did a really good job. It was a really good. Now, full disclosure, I don't really listen to Joe Rogan consistently. Obviously, I respect Joe Rogan, but this is the first episode of Joe Rogan I have listened to from beginning to end. I really thought she did a good job. And knowing her, not as good as like maybe Congren or Jay, but obviously we've met her a few times and hung out with her. And so I kind of know what type of person she is. There was a wide range of topics, and I feel like she got a lot out there. She went into the Disney stuff a little bit, talked about how they treated her and their comments and how unfair their comments were about her. And I think Joe Rogan actually was a little surprised because he didn't recognize all of that. And but what did you guys think about it? Just listen to it already.
I think it was good. In typical kind of Joe Rogan fashion, it was very, unstructured. They just talked about whatever. They talked about fighting for a long time.
They did talk about fighting for a long time.
Which is probably good. I mean, Gina's been a fighter for like 2 decades, you know what I mean? So I'm sure I'm sure they could have talked for a lot longer about that. But that was interesting to hear too, and to hear someone like Joe Rogan and like everything that he's meant to kind of UFC in the fight game, and the respect he had for her, rightly so, because of what she did, especially for women fighters. But it was a good conversation, and considering we've like hung out with Gina and know that like for a while there, she probably just had no interest in doing anybody but Jay's podcast at his YouTube channel. That it probably was a little bit like nerve-wracking. She's probably pretty anxious about doing that, but she did awesome.
Well, she's not young Ripa. She's not Ryan. You know what I mean? She's not like somebody's just going to come out and just be like, bombastic. And she's a low-key person. She's very sweet. And so it was probably really intimidating to go into that situation right there for sure. But I thought she did.
That's why they cracked open the whiskey, man.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you think, Jay? You're the one that knows her the best. So what did you think about it?
I'm glad they talked about the Ronda Rousey stuff, and like basically he's like, if you're gonna do it, you got to do it now, And
yeah.
So she never says like no. And also, I'm glad that people didn't realize that there was a fallout with Dana White because Gina was supposed to fight and things just didn't work. Like she left to do something else, so there was kind of a fallout. And then to come back around to she let people know that Dana White was one of the first people to text her when all that stuff was going on, and she explained a lot about actually what happened, I guess, after the Disney firing with like drones, trying to get pictures. Her agent dropped her. Everyone in Hollywood dropped her at the same time when all that happened, and a lot of people don't really know like how bad it got. Where like she even talked about when she lost her hearing.
Yeah.
Like it just, everything just got really bad. So, and then to see her come back and being celebrated these ways where she did mention the fan expos and how she just wanted to hug everyone and just thank everyone. And because the time that we're living in, it's cool to see her story go from, fighter up to cancel to everyone leaving her to come back around to where, she's going to do her own thing and not care what anybody thinks, I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm happy. I just want to hug everyone and life is good.
Yeah, it's crazy. The story is crazy. And when you hear her tell it, and then, like I said, even with Rogan, I mean, I think he knew it from a distance, some of the stuff. But when she got a little more integral with the story, and he was like, what, really? That happened. And it's a really interesting story for people that maybe a lot of people heard about it from afar, but I'm sure a lot more. What does Rogan get? How many millions of people listen to his show every week?
10 million downloads an episode or something crazy like that, doesn't he?
Her and Ronda Rousey, if that happens, that would be crazy.
She did say she wanted to fight Justin Trudeau.
Oh, yeah, she did.
She would train. She would only need to train a month for that or something like that.
That's what she said. She legit said that.
Trudeo.
Trudeo. You know what I'm talking about. I just call him Trudeo. Would you guys pay to see a Carano Trudeo cage?
I take you seriously saying that shit.
Trudeo.